What is the difference between fee-based and fee-only? That is today's question on the Transition to RIA video series. It is question number 31. Hi, I'm Brad Wales with Transition to RIA, where I help advisors just like you understand everything there is to know about why and how to transition to the RIA model. So in today's question, it's related to this whole idea of it kind of being in this fee-based or fee-only world. Is this terminology, and there's a lot of chatter out there about this topic and conversation going on about, can you call yourself fee-only or fee-based? And you think we might be splitting hairs here, but I did want to go through some examples of kind of some of the opinions and arguments that are out there and why you want to pay attention to this topic. And so, like I said, it is a lot of difference of opinion. Some people would say this is silly argument to even have. Others are very firm on why it should be one way or the other. And I would tell you that these terms are so kind of interchangeably used at times that I even, as I was preparing to make this video, I think, well, wow, am I gonna, and I actually might do this, am I gonna misspeak at some point during this video and use the wrong phrase when I was alluding to the other one? And so it is a typical thing out there where these are kind of interchangeably used, but the thought is, should that not be the case? Should it be more defined of who and why and when you can use fee-based versus fee-only? And I would tell you, this is not just something for advisors to be talking about or investors to be talking about. I mean, a couple of things. Regulators are talking about this. Regulators are kind of tossing this around. Is this a concern? As well as some credentialing bodies. I know the CFP board, I think, is dove into it and is looking at it and say, okay, what are we comfortable with or what are we not? So it's certainly a bigger conversation going on out there. So I did just want to take a quick video here to kind of go through this and just things for you to think through. If you were to go ahead and transition to that RIA model, what you want to be prepared for from a verbiage standpoint. So the kind of argument out there is that if you're going to call yourself fee only, you literally can only, right, by definition, receive fees, nothing else. And so you might think to yourself, okay, well, yeah, of course I'm fee only. If I start my own RIA, and one of the beauties of the RIA process or structures, it's very clean with the client. You say, client, you pay me the fee, perhaps it's 1% of the account value, and that's how I'm compensated. And so and that's the only, and for many advisors, you say that's the only way I'm compensated. Literally, it doesn't matter what products or services we use or how frequently we trade or don't trade or anything like that. The only fee I receive is for example, perhaps 1% from you. That is it. And if that is truly your structure, then arguably you can use that fee only verbiage of how you put yourself out there. However, I would tell you, some advisors, they think, oh, I have an RIA, so I'm fee only. But there are some scenarios to think through that maybe pulls you back from that scenario I just described. So I'll give you two of them. And I've done videos on both of these topics, but there is the ability as an RIA to also have a relationship with what are often referred to as RIA-friendly broker-dealers. I actually just did a video on this. It's video number 30. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go look at it, where it is possible to, even if the bulk of your business is going to be under the RIA for a multitude of reasons, you might still want or need the ability to either offer commission products or just be able to kind of facilitate existing legacy products on an ongoing basis. Maybe you're receiving trails or something like that. So if that is your arrangement, at that point, one might argue, okay, well, you're not fee only anymore, because in some capacities you're receiving commissions, and technically trails are considered commissions. And even if it's 99% over here, the RIA, and only 1% here, again, this is fee only. One could argue at that point you're not fee only. Another example is if you offer insurance products as part of your RIA. I did a whole video on this as well. I encourage you, if you have any interest in offering insurance products, I did a whole video on how it works, and you can certainly go through all the details on that video. But a lot of RIAs do offer insurance products. There's absolutely reasons you might want to implement that into your practice, and it can be a tremendous value to your clients. But the argument on this fee-based, fee-only debate is, okay, if you're an RIA and you do offer perhaps term life insurance to your clients, and you receive a commission on that, again, even if that's just a small slice of your business, can you still call yourself fee only? Because you're not fee only. Yes, the bulk of it is the fee from the client, but perhaps at times you do receive a commission for something. So have you now crossed that line? And now at best you should call yourself fee based, which is generally where that term is used. Hey, the bulk of my business is in fees, and only a small minority slice is in something else, perhaps commissions. And so maybe I should be calling myself fee-based as opposed to fee-only. And, again, is this just splitting hairs? I mean, fee-based, fee-only, again, I'm sure I've used both of those phrases in conversations interchangeably. And generally, there's not a whole lot of confusion from the person I'm talking to. They know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And could use those terms one way or the other, but it does impact a few things. Like I said earlier, the regulators and the credentialing boards are looking at this, but a couple other things just to keep in mind. It's important as an RIA. One of the main kind of structural parts of having an RIA is your ADV, and this is something you work with your compliance consultant with, on the front end to get set up, and then on an ongoing basis to make sure the verbiage in that ADV is accurate. I've done a number of videos on working with compliance consultants and how it works and how much they cost, so you can certainly dive into those as well. But you do want to make sure the verbiage in your ADV is accurate. So if you were to, in that verbiage, again, you'd be working the compliance consultant on, but if there's references to you being fee only, but arguably you're not because you're offering an insurance product, could that create issues for you down the line that your verbiage in your ADV is not accurate? Same thing on your website. If you do have one of these situations that arguably you're more fee-based than fee-only, should you on your website be holding yourself out as fee-only for the public to see that, or your clients to see that? And that applies to the rest of your marketing materials as well, whether it's social media or brochures you have. Should you really be making sure you're using the correct vernacular in that? If you're fee-based, you're fee-based. If you're fee-only, you can use fee-only. And so again, who would take issue with this if you get it wrong? Two examples. I talked about earlier, the regulators, we'll kind of lump these together, the regulators and the credentialing bodies. And it'll to be determined kind of how this continues to evolve and what actions they may or may not take if they feel you are improperly using fee only when maybe you are truly actually fee based. So it's something to be aware of. I mean, if your regulator has a concern with it, that could be a problem for you. So that's why this is not just splitting hairs. Why are we even having this debate? Because unfortunately, if certain people take issue with it, whether you agree or not, you're going to have to play by the rules. And then the other example, and this would be unfortunate to see happen, but in theory, it could happen, is let's say you have a client, and let's say you do have an arrangement where you arguably are fee-based, not fee-only, but you've gone and held yourself out as fee-only. And let's say you have some client scenario, and for whatever reason, that relationship with the client goes sideways, and the client takes issue with something you've done. Maybe they run out and they get an attorney and they want to sue you. And it could be entirely frivolous. We all know, unfortunately, that happens in the industry. It's potentially possible, and I know I'm really kind of digging for examples here, but just to be aware of, could that opposing counsel try to make some issue, especially if whatever you did for that client involves something with a commission? Could that opposing counsel try to use against you to say, Mr. and Mrs. Advisor, I see on your website you claim to be fee only, and my client believes you were fee only. Now, are you telling me you receive something other than fees? You receive commissions? And is that a fair line of attack, considering how these are so integrally changed? I think we could argue like that would be unfair for opposing counsel to try to make an argument about. But it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what's fair or not. Opposing counsel could still try to do something like that, and that could cause you challenges, but whether from a defense perspective or what it does with the, how that situation is resolved. So I know that's a pretty narrow defined example, but I mean, you always want to be properly and transparently holding yourself out to the clients and prospective clients. And you never want to do kind of anything that could potentially put you in a position that your own words could be used against you. So I think it is, in my opinion, important to be aware of this topic. Whether you agree with that this should even be debated or not, you still need to be cognizant of the fact that it could create challenges, and maybe it's just not worth fighting the fight over something, and just making sure you're careful with how you word things. And like I said, your compliance consultant will help you with all this. They'll be aware, because part of it, as they help you set up the RA or help you maintain the ADV on an ongoing basis, they will be aware that you're doing insurance products, or they will be aware that you're doing commission products with an RA-friendly broker-dealer. So they'll help you with all of this, but it is something to be aware of as well, because you might be guiding the ship on, how your website's created and things like that. And so I'm of the belief this is an important topic to be aware of. And like I said, I think it's going to continue to evolve. We'll kind of see where it goes from here. So with that, like I said, my name is Brad Wales. I'm with Transition to RIA, and I help advisors just like you understand everything there is to know about why and how to transition to the RA model. So today's topic is kind of more of something to be aware of for, after you make that transition, but part of the transition involves, setting up a website and what services do I want to offer? Do I want to offer insurance products or these sorts of things? And so this is just a great example of the variables you need to think through about potentially moving from whatever your current arrangement is, your current affiliation option, to the RA model. And this is exactly what I help advisors understand is all these variables. Let's go through them one at a time. Let's make sure you understand them. Let's make sure you can make informed decisions about what the best path might be for you going forward. And so I'm more than happy to have that conversation with you as well. If you're not already there, head on over to transitiontoria.com. You can see plenty more videos I've done. Like I said, I mentioned some of them here. Some economic white papers you can take a look at. And then the easiest and quickest thing to do is right there at the top is a contact link. Just click on that. You can instantly and easily schedule a specific date and time that we can have a conversation just like this. And whether you want to debate the topic I'm talking about here in today's video, fee-based versus fee only, and would it apply to you, or you want to have a conversation just about any other topic and what might it look like if I were to move and transition to this RA model, more than happy to have that conversation with you. So with that, I hope you found value in today's video, and I'll see you on the next one.